I've attempted multiple recordings of this video, but I decided to go outside to clear my head because I just cannot comprehend just how awful this episode was. Right when I thought the series couldn't get any worse, right when I thought they couldn't have more stupid moments, more fucking character assassinations, they give us this episode. And I'm not talking about Daenerys Targaryen. I know some people who like, oh, what Daenerys did, suddenly killing thousands of people, was out of character. It wasn't out of her character, first of all. The problem with Daenerys turning to the dark side for no goddamn reason is it wasn't set up well in the show. They didn't build up to her suddenly becoming this crazy person that just murders people that surrendered for no freaking reason. There were signs in the show that Daenerys was going to become this kind of person as early as season 1. She's always been a power-hungry, entitled little shit who acted like she was better than everyone else, that she was entitled to the throne. She didn't freaking... She was never noble at all, honestly. She was always power-hungry. The only thing she cared about was the throne. She never cared about anything else. She's always been a self-righteous character. That's how she was written. That's how she was intended to be written. That's how George R. R. Martin has written her. She's always been self-righteous. And if you've read anything about self-righteous characters in fiction, you would know that they always turn out to be some of the most evil characters in the story. The problem with the way Daenerys does it, though, they made her look like a pure, good-hearted person in the show, though I think they failed badly at that, considering the things that she did in season 5. It made it questionable. Here's the thing. The problem I have with this episode was it makes the entire series meaningless. What was the point of Daenerys getting an army, getting the Dothraki, getting the Unsullied, when she could have gone to Westeros in season 5, taken King's Landing with 3 dragons? She could have done it. She probably could have done it in a few minutes, and she could have just had breakfast later. That entire episode was stupid. And the only purpose of the episode was to have shock value. Oh my god, is Daenerys going to become the Mad Queen? Oh, she did! She murdered hundreds of thousands of people, even after they've surrendered. That episode was nothing more than was to subvert our expectations. I don't have a problem with Daenerys being a mass murdering psychopath, because that's how she was set up in the books, and to some extent the early seasons of the show. The problem I have is it was done so badly. It was rushed. Had they not wasted so much time with season 6 and season 7 with fucking filler and stupid bullshit that doesn't contribute to the story, they could have spent much more time developing Daenerys Targaryen, going crazy, becoming the Mad Queen. And maybe Jon should have found out what his heritage in season 7. So she would have a viable reason for going crazy, rather than having her learn about it an episode beforehand, and then just having that be her sole reason why she's doing what she's doing. This episode was stupid. And the way Jon was acting in this episode, mindlessly serving his queen, why the fuck would Jon in the books would never freaking help Daenerys massacre innocents. It's disgusting. Jon Snow in this universe is the closest thing we have to a good guy. And these idiots, Dumb and Dumber, the entire purpose of her slaughtering people for no reason and having the Unsullied, and along with Jon and his army, slaughter innocents, was to show the good guys doing bad things. Do these idiots not realize that fucking A Song of Ice and Fire is not a good versus evil story? It never has been. The story is about human beings, people. You know, good and evil is only a certain point of view. Jon, in the earlier seasons, would have never done what he did in this episode, and it disgusts me, as Jon is one of my favorite characters. Tyrion, another one of my favorite characters, is an idiot. Valeris was right to portray Daenerys. She's crazy. She's gonna go. She's freaking gonna explode at any time. And you know what? He was right. Tyrion is a complete dumbass in this episode. And as for Jaime, what was the point? I have no problem with the way Jaime and Cersei died. The issue I do have is Cersei had no reason to be in this season. She did jack shit throughout this entire series after season 6. She hasn't done a fucking thing. And Jaime and her dying together was something I imagine would happen. But that's another thing. What was the point of Jaime having a thing for Brienne if he was just going to leave her anyway? This entire season has just been subverting our expectations, and not in a good fucking way. This season is a fucking disaster. And I'm not defending the travesty with Daenerys Targaryen. I'm just sick and tired of the geeks and gamers and Doomcock types acting like they fucking understand this fucking series. They don't understand shit. It's like, where were you motherfuckers during season 5 when this shit was happening? Now, because everything you wanted to happen didn't happen, now you're complaining when this has been a problem since the 5th season? It's because of fucking people like you for not calling this shit out earlier is why we got this fucking shit to begin with. This episode is a fucking travesty, and I thought the Battle of Winterfell was bad. Sure, in this episode, you could at least see what was going on. At the very least. At least, you could see what was going on. But that doesn't make the episode good. Visually, it's stunning. The acting is, and the dialogue is a step up from the past few episodes. But then again, there's barely dialogue at all. And again, Arya with her fucking plot armor. How the hell does she be the only person that survives the burning of King's Landing, yet everyone else is dead? At least she didn't kill Cersei. That is one thing I'm happy about. I am happy she didn't kill Cersei. Cocaine Bowl, that was cool, I guess. It was visually stunning. It was kind of cool seeing the fight between Senator Clegane in the mountain. I thought that was pretty cool. One of the only good positives I could say about that episode. I'm doing this raw because I'm just pissed off. Shit. I just don't understand. What the fuck happened to this once great series? I'm just trying to comprehend this crap. How could it get this fucking bad? Well, what other things can I rant about? The battle tactics in this episode making no goddamn sense! Like I said earlier, What was the point of having an army when one dragon basically did 90% of the work? And one thing about this episode that really gets me, how do I feel bad for Cersei when she's done some pretty fucking evil shit throughout this entire series, and now Daenerys Targaryen is the biggest mass murderer of any character in this show. She's murdered more people than any character in the show. More than anyone. So, Stannis Baratheon no longer can be said to be one of the most evil characters. Ramsay, it's like, how the fuck did she make Joffrey look like a fucking saint? Oh, God, this is so bad. We have one episode to go. One episode to go. Oh, God. Why? Oh, God, this is worse than The Last Jedi. When I think the show couldn't get any worse, oh, it gets worse. This is worse than the Battle for Winterfell. Sure, you couldn't see shit in the Battle of Winterfell, but in this, holy shit. Everything about this show has gone to shit. I just can't comprehend just how bad this show has become. Fuck. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does make me sick. How does a show that was once one of the greatest shows on television make me so angry? Now, I'm not a fan of Daenerys Targaryen, which is probably what a bulk of this video has been about. What I have a problem with is the terrible writing. It's like, the thing that these idiots are doing a fucking Star Wars trilogy. Holy fucking shit. When this is over, I'm gonna have to listen to the audiobook of A Storm of Swords and Fire and Blood and finish reading A Dance with Dragons. Because this bullshit is fan fiction trash. This show has degraded to fucking fan fiction. And I don't blame George R. R. Martin for saying that Game of Thrones, the show, is a fanfic. It fucking is a fanfic. Every single goddamn thing in this show since season 5 has been a fucking glorified fanfic. This is worse than the Dorne storyline. The fucking Dorne. How can you top Dorne as one of the worst things in this show? How? Oh my fucking God. This episode is fucking ruined entire characters. Oh, God. Cersei's dead. The Night King's dead. What do we have next? Daenerys Targaryen, the fucking bitch that was promised. I was Team Stannis when this series started. Stannis has been dead for a few seasons, but you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. If Stannis was alive, they would have ruined his character even more. He might have sucked up to Daenerys Targaryen, because everyone seems to suck up to Jon and Daenerys. Every one of my favorite characters has been ruined in this show. Every single one. Stannis, Jon, Tyrion, Davos. God. I'm so glad they did not do the Lady Stoneheart storyline in this show. Oh my fucking God, they would have ruined that too. Oh, fuck. This show is just so fucking bad now. Oh my fucking God. Ugh. I really want to... Every time I look at those smug faces, I hate them more than Rian Johnson. I want to put my hand through the screen and strangle them. Because that's how much I hate these smug motherfuckers. that claim they're such geniuses, they're better than George R. R. Martin. Fuck you, D&D. You are not better than George R. R. Martin. George R. R. Martin has created a masterpiece. Your show is nothing more than fucking forgettable trash. That was once one of the greatest shows on television. Now, a show that's devolved into a fucking fanfic that's probably gonna have an ending that's worse than Dexter, Lost, and God knows what other shit. Oh God, I hate this episode so much. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I fucking hate this fucking episode so much. The more I think about it, you know, I wasted my time with this shit. Why did I even watch this fucking show? If I knew this show would turn out this bad, I would have never watched it. The only good thing that came out of this is I discovered the great masterpieces that is George R. R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire. Those are great books. And for those who are blaming George for this, fuck off. George R. R. Martin doesn't owe us a damn thing. He can release the books whenever he fucking wants. And considering how bad the last few seasons have been, I would rather George R. R. Martin deliver us a masterpiece than give us trash like these seasons have been. It makes me so fucking angry. Just because I am a huge fan of this series. I used to love the show. I'm now a former fan. I can't recommend this to anyone. I used to be able to tell people, you should watch this fucking show. It's so fucking great. Watch it. Watch it. I can't anymore. When I think of this show, I just feel nothing but revulsion. This show was so good when it first started. It was so great. And to see this show devolve into this awful fan fiction trash. George R. R. Martin is our only hope at this point. Please, for the love of God, give us Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring. This can't be how this fucking shit ends. It can't be. Oh, God. Fuck. Oh, God. This show is so bad. I don't care if this is a raw video, this is not scripted. I'm just fucking so angry. This pisses me off more than the other episodes. And the final episode, what the fuck is that gonna be like? We're gonna have a civil war between Jon and Daenerys? Is Jon gonna kill Daenerys and then go to the wall to become a member of the Night's Watch again, despite the fact it's no longer necessary because the White Walkers are gone? I have no hope for Star Wars. These last few Game of Thrones episodes have killed any hope I can have in a future Star Wars project that is not Legends material. I'm dead serious. If there is no chance for the expanded universe to ever be continued in the future, I'm done with Star Wars forever. These episodes killed all my hopes for Star Wars, for anything new. As far as I'm concerned, Game of Thrones is dead to me after the final episode airs. I want nothing to do with this show. And as far as I'm concerned, the only true version of A Song of Ice and Fire is this stuff that's written by George R. R. Martin. So, fuck you people that blame George for this. He has nothing to do with this fan fiction trash. He doesn't owe us a goddamn thing. I would rather this series never gets finished than have a poorly written fucking final season. George R. R. Martin, you are our only hope. Please, please give us A Dream of Spring and Winds of Winter, please. We can't have this be the definitive ending of your masterpiece. Fuck Dumb and Dumber, and I'm glad the final episode is almost upon us. Fuck Dumb and Dumber. Fuck you geeks and gamers. And fuck all you bagwagoners that are suddenly speaking out against this show. Fuck you.